The daily work of loggers without protective gear is a series of grueling, physically demanding tasks that require endurance, skill, and courage, yet it is fraught with risks due to the absence of safety measures. These individuals typically work in dense forests, rugged hills, or makeshift logging sites where natural conditions are harsh and modern protective equipment is unavailable. Let's dive into the specifics of their day-to-day routine. 1. Starting the day, preparation before entering the forest. Each day begins early, often before dawn breaks. The loggers wake up to prepare a simple breakfast, perhaps a ball of rice, some salted fish, or dried food to carry with them, as their workday stretches for hours in the forest with no chance to return home midway. Next, they inspect and prepare their tools, the indispensable companions of their trade: a chainsaw, if available, a handsaw, an axe, and sometimes a sharp knife for smaller tasks. The chainsaws, often old and shaky, are patched up with rudimentary repairs based on self-taught skills, while saw blades are sharpened by hand using a whetstone on the spot. Without helmets, slip-resistant boots, or gloves, they typically wear worn-out flip-flops or go barefoot, clad in tattered, sweat-stained clothes faded from constant exposure to wood dust and perspiration. Some might wrap a cloth around their head to shield themselves from the sun, but that's the extent of their protection. Once ready, they embark on their journey into the forest, sometimes trekking several kilometers along rough trails, crossing shallow streams, or climbing slippery slopes. 2. Felling trees, the core task full of challenges. Upon reaching the logging site, they begin their primary task, felling trees. First, they survey the area and select trees to cut, often ones pre-marked or chosen based on experience for their size and quality. This decision isn't trivial. A wrong choice could cause the tree to fall unpredictably, endangering them or damaging surrounding trees. Gripping a chainsaw or handsaw, they start cutting at the base of the tree. The buzzing sound of the chainsaw echoes through the forest, blending with the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves in the wind. With a chainsaw, exhaust fumes sting their noses and wood dust fills the air, but they lack masks or goggles for protection. Those using handsaws work in pairs, rhythmically pushing and pulling the blade through tough wood for hours, sweat dripping from their sun-weathered faces. As the tree begins to lean, they must quickly step back, relying on instinct to judge its falling direction. Without safety harnesses or specialized guiding tools, a single miscalculation could result in the tree crashing down on them or triggering a chain of accidents. When the tree finally falls with a thunderous boom, shaking the ground, they move on to the next step without pause. 3. Processing the timber, trimming and cutting. Once the tree is down, they start trimming the branches. Using an axe or knife, they chop off smaller limbs, leaving the main trunk. This task seems straightforward but is perilous. An axe could slip, a dry branch might snap and fall unexpectedly, or sharp wood splinters could fly into their unprotected bodies. Without gloves, their hands are often covered in scratches, calloused, or occasionally bleeding from wood punctures. Next, they cut the trunk into manageable sections. For larger logs, they use a chainsaw to divide them into pieces about 1 to 2 meters long, suitable for carrying or transporting. Each cut sends up a cloud of sawdust that clings to their hair, clothes, and lungs. Many who've done this work for years suffer respiratory issues, though they rarely pay attention to their health. Survival takes precedence. For transporting the timber, human strength versus rugged terrain. With the wood processed, they must move it out of the forest. In areas without trucks or machinery, human labor is their only resource. They hoist logs weighing dozens of kilograms onto their shoulders, staggering across uneven terrain. Sometimes they tie ropes to the logs and drag them down slopes, or use makeshift carts or ox-drawn wagons to haul them. This phase often stretches into late afternoon, as sunlight fades and darkness creeps over the forest. Their bare feet might bleed from sharp rocks, their shoulders ache from the weight, but they press on, driven by the knowledge that each log represents a portion of their meager income. 5. End of the day, maintenance and rest. When the work is done, they return to a campsite or temporary shelter near the logging site. Before resting, they spend time maintaining their tools, sharpening saw blades, cleaning the chainsaw, checking ropes. Then, They eat a modest dinner, often the cold leftovers they brought before lying down on the bare ground or a hammock strung between trees. Without clean water to bathe, they wipe themselves with a damp cloth, leaving the layer of sawdust and sweat caked on their skin. Risks and harsh realities. Lacking protective gear, every workday is a gamble with danger. A chainsaw could jam and kick back, inflicting severe injuries. A tree might fall off course, a branch could crash down, or a slip on treacherous terrain could prove fatal. Beyond that, they face snakes, venomous insects, and brutal weather, scorching heat that saps their strength, or heavy rain that turns the forest floor into a muddy quagmire. Yet, these loggers persist, largely because economic hardship leaves them no alternative. Their daily earnings might only cover rice, support their children, and sustain a bare-bones existence. Without insurance or medical support, they rarely think beyond the present. Each day they survive is a victory over nature and circumstance.